Let me say something that might completely change the way you see Baccarat. Recovering losses in Baccarat and making consistent weekly and monthly money is possible. But not the way most people believe. Right now, most players think they're failing because they don't have a big enough bankroll. Let me give you a simple example. 5 bankrolls of $1,500 is $7,500. Nobody ever loses money in Baccarat drastically. What actually happens is this: a lack of logic, giving up control, and handing the steering wheel to the emotional brain. Humans are wired to avoid pain. And in Baccarat, the moment pain hits, 98% of players let emotions take control. You've seen this before. A player loses $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 sometimes in minutes, and immediately their goal changes. They didn't come to recover losses. They came to make money. But now, their entire focus becomes recovering. Not winning. Not consistency. Not logic. Just escaping pain. And here's where the belief breaks. They start thinking, if I just had a bigger bankroll, I could recover. So a $10,000 loss suddenly needs a $20,000 bankroll. Not because it's logical, but because they still don't know how to win the next session. Let me be very clear. Bankroll size has nothing to do with recovery if you don't know how to win your next session. The only thing that matters is, how do you go about winning the next session safely? But instead of answering that question, most players do the opposite. They rush. They overbet. They chase. They use random systems. They follow misinformation. And unknowingly they keep making the casino richer and richer. Some players stop. They step back. They analyze. They return with better understanding. And yes, some of them eventually succeed. But the majority? They repeat the same cycle, never realizing that the last 5 bankrolls they donated to the casino could have literally changed their life. This is why most normal players will never make money. And this is exactly why sayings like, "You can never beat the house," exist. And they're not wrong if you do what the majority does. Follow natural human behavior. Follow emotional decisions. Follow mainstream misinformation. Especially myths like, "Martingale is unbeatable if you have unlimited money." People actually believe that if they had millions, risking everything for one unit would make them invincible. That belief cannot be corrected with one sentence. It requires practical understanding, theoretical clarity, and seeing clearly what works and what doesn't. So let's answer the real question. Can someone win at Baccarat long term? Yes, completely possible. Conditions apply. The conditions are simple but not easy. Training yourself to avoid natural emotional tendencies using strategies backed by practical and mathematical logic, taking full advantage of what is controllable. When you do this, risk reduces drastically. Results stabilize. Weekly and monthly consistency becomes normal, not luck. This is where I want you to understand something important. Right now you're standing at the base of a mountain. You look up and think, this is too big. I'll need to take risks. I'll need something extreme. I might lose more before I recover. That belief is the real problem. You don't fail because the mountain is too high. You fail because nobody showed you the map. You don't need oxygen tanks. You don't need aggressive bets. You don't need miracles. You need the right path, the right order, the right pace. I've climbed this mountain. Not once. Not twice. Many times. I know where players panic. I know where they fall. I know where they think they're safe but aren't. And I know the route that avoids all of it. So the real question isn't, is this possible? You already know it as others have done it. The real question is, do you want to keep guessing your way up? Or do you want help from someone who's already been there? If you want help changing your results favorably or quitting the cycle completely, you can reach out. With ABDLC, we help selected Baccarat players achieve consistent weekly and monthly results without risking their hard-earned money or time.
You must become rich in mind long before you become rich in life. Because wealth is not dollars. Wealth is not gold. Wealth is not status. Wealth is a frequency. And your mind is either tuned into it or tuned out of it. And the difference? Belief. The mind is the master power that molds and shapes your reality. And every thought you allow to live rent-free in your head becomes a brick in the house you're building, the house of your destiny. If you think small, you live small. If you think fear, you live in chains. But if you think abundance, if you breathe it, see it, speak it, walk with it, your life must follow. Not because of magic, but because of alignment. You must become rich in mind long before you become rich in life. Because wealth is not dollars. Wealth is not gold. Wealth is not status. Wealth is a frequency. And your mind is either tuned into it or tuned out of it. And the difference? Belief. The mind is the master power that molds and shapes your reality. And every thought you allow to live rent-free in your head becomes a brick in the house.